I remain your premier knowledge partner. So, a whole lot of persons have reached out that I should do a pre-recorded version of the live training we did last time on how to use ChatGPT 5 Plus or Pro. Sorry, this is Pro to review research papers. Yeah, the essence of this training is actually to help you whether you are a lecturer, you are a professor, or you are a student, research consultant, any aspect of research that you actually handle, you should be able to use ChatGPT to review your research document. If you're a lecturer, for instance, from time to time, the school management may actually give you some students, assign some students to you to supervise them. And in this busy world we are, if you are to keep on reading page by page, chapter by chapter, I wonder sometimes when lecturers will forget the key things they should be correcting in research documents, and they will be correcting grammatical errors. It's not as if that one is not there. It's there, but you can just make a reference and letting your students know that there are so many tools they can actually use there to structure their grammar. Grammar shouldn't be your major focus when you are reviewing the paper of your students or your supervisees. So in this busy world where you have so many things to do per day, you may not actually have that luxury of time to start going through papers page by page, reading page. You understand me? How many will you read? Imagine you have about 20 persons you are supervising, and each produces research document that is about 100 pages, 150 pages or more, and you need to sit down and read from page 1 to the end, and you still have to prepare for lectures, you still have to attend to other aspects of life. That is actually why some lecturers don't actually make it big out there, and that is because they focus on just reading with less time to do other things in their lives. Now, if you are a student, before you also need to submit your research document to your supervisor or to anybody, you actually need to be sure that whatever that is there is good without actually you reading word after word or something like that. Or maybe you want to make publication, you should be able to review your document to know the current condition of the paper. So in this training, we will be looking at how you can use ChatGPT to identify the strengths, weaknesses, and areas needing adjustment in whatever research paper you have conducted. Then we'll also look at how to review research papers with ChatGPT using approved templates. Yes, approved templates. Every school has what we call template, research templates. Yes, if your school doesn't have research template, then if maybe you are a lecturer, please develop your own template. Your template is what you will give to your students. Okay, in this research you are about to conduct, follow this template, follow this arrangement. It makes your work easier. It makes your work a whole lot of, let me just put it this way, it makes your work to be fun. Then if you are a student, make sure you always get the template. If you don't get the template from your school, get it from your supervisor or seek for their perspective before you start writing. Then we will also look at what to do when there is no approved template. How will you actually review it to be sure that it's okay? So everything we'll be discussing will revolve around identifying the strengths, identifying the weaknesses, and areas needing adjustment, either in line with an approved template or where there is no template. So all you need to do is to follow me carefully while we do this step-by-step approach of reviewing research documents using ChatGPT. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying to reduce the time it will take you to acquire knowledge. Knowledge shouldn't be something that will take you years before you acquire it. That is an unsimplified knowledge. A decoded information shouldn't be difficult to comprehend. Yes, it shouldn't. So follow me carefully. Within less than 10 to 20 minutes, I will show you what you do and you keep on doing it. Here we deal much more on practicals. So the first thing I want to do now is to take you to a research template so that you will see what template is all about. I have a whole lot of research templates. I will show you one after the other. I have the one for Annan University. I think I have the one for Lead University. I have some other ones. So follow me. Let me take you to my drive. I have everything in my drive. Let me take you to my drive. Follow me carefully. Good. This is my drive. Let me open it. Okay, let me go to my research team. I have some important documents in my research team. The patient network can sometimes delay. Not be patient. Good. My research team is opening. Let me trace to allow you to load. Let me trace to our templates. We have some templates. Yeah, thesis templates. Yeah, we have some templates. Good. Here we have the one for Lead City University. Let me open it. And in case if you need some of these templates, just reach out to me personally. Don't reach out to my team. They will not even know what you are talking about because it is not within the scope of their work. But if you need any of the templates, in as much as is within us, I can easily transfer it to you. But don't request for two templates at the same time. Only ask me whether I have the one for your school. If I don't have it, I will tell you I don't have it. If I have it, I will transfer it to you. Somebody reached out some days back and I transferred the one for Leeds City to him. So let's open the one for Leeds City University. This is the template for Leeds City University. That is guideline for thesis writing. You go through it in there. They have actually they have itemized a whole lot of things a student will need to do while carrying out research. Like this is an overview, introduction, thesis grading format, title page, and so many other things. Introduction. Let me increase my screen so that we can see what is there very well. So all you just need to do once you are in my class, always pay attention. I'm not here to speak theory. I'm here to do some illustration and show you how you can do it yourself. Good. This one. This is this one. This the preliminary pages. These are things you need to cover under the preliminary pages. And this one is the certification, dedication. Let me also check some other things. Then this in Lead City they use Turabian. They have actually stated everything the student need to do when using the Turabian and so many other things. I think it's about 32 slides or so. Yeah, it's about 32 slides. Yeah. A Then in chapter 4, see areas you need to cover. So template is just a document that will guide you what you are expected to do, what you are expected not to do. So let's open another school. This is Annan University. We have the one for Joseph Sawantaka University. We have the one for University of Lagos. We have even journal template. We have the one for PhD proposal template. I can't know the name of this one unless I open it. We have the one for Annan University. We have the one for Anuk. Anuk is this okay, Anuk is Annan University for their seminar. We have their for the one for their thesis. So let's open this one. Everything we'll be doing here, we'll be doing it using the template for Annan University. Yeah, let me download it first of all so that we can be able to work with it. without me tracing it much. Hold on, let me download it because it's inside my drive. So I have downloaded it. So the next thing now is let's look for a thesis, a sample thesis we can actually use. Let me look at the recent research work I did with my team. We can just pick any random research work here. Okay, I have this one on impact of changes in accounting practices. So let me download this one so that we can use it for our work. I will also tell you how you can actually link if your document is in Drive. I will show you how you can link it with ChatGPT and be able to do anything you want to do without actually thinking of getting it downloaded before you proceed to using it to work. So let's just bear with me. My network is a bit slow this moment. Bear with me. Okay. Let me try downloading this now. Let me download this. And download PDF. You can download it under as a Word document. This is not a theory class. I may not be saying something the way you want it to be said. Maybe you want me to speak fast or something like that. All you need to pay attention is the illustration if you are really interested in the practical skill, you understand? So if maybe you want me to be entertaining you with maybe how fast I speak or something like that, you may not have it here. Focus on the illustration we are doing. So I've downloaded the two papers. So let's go to ChatGPT now. Let me use the ChatGPT we use in our office here to work. Okay, okay. Let's use this one. Okay, good. Once we are under ChatGPT now, the next thing is to now connect the papers with the template. Remember, you want to review the paper to be sure that the paper is in line with the approved template by identifying the strengths, identifying the weaknesses, and areas requiring adjustment. There's nothing else you are doing whenever you are reviewing a research paper. Unless if you are just interested in reviewing the grammatical correctness, you can still do that. You understand? It's part of the weaknesses, whether the but if you are just interested in maybe there is a place a student supposed to add s, as I always see from some lecturers, whether there is a place a student supposed to add s where there is no s, that one will be totally different, you understand? But if you really want to do a thorough review of a research paper outside grammatical correctness of some words which can actually be corrected before this final submission of a paper, then you must review in line with an established template. The essence of template is that there is nothing like globally accepted perspective when it comes to research, except on the statistical aspect, maybe the basis of accepting or rejecting a hypothesis, which we know we use p-value and some other statistical indicators. That one is totally different. But there is no any globally accepted perspective or standard that yes, this is a research paper and it must follow this pattern. There is nothing like that. Unlike those of us in accounting, we have international financial reporting standard. We have international public what that is IPSAS for those in public sector. There is nothing like that in research, and that is why you see some publishers. Publisher A will tell you this is how we want our research to be. Publisher B will tell you this is how we want our research to be. School A will have their own template. If you are conducting any research in this school, this is how your research should be. School B will have their own templates. And if you pick up a particular research paper conducted by one professor, you give it to another professor, that professor will introduce his or her own perspective to that research and will have to condemn some perspectives from the other professor. A particular perspective in a research does not mean that the perspective is correct or wrong. It is just your own perspective. You understand me now? So when you are reviewing a research paper, find out what is the perspective that has been coded into a template that should be adopted. Work with that template. Where there is no template, please, if you're a lecturer, for you to be able to mark your students correctly, for you to be able to supervise your students correctly, please give them a template. It is not difficult to get a template, and if you need a template, and my company is a research and writing firm, reach out to us. We can develop template. We have developed templates for so many persons and so many institutions. Reach out to us, we will get templates for you. So don't just say I'm supervising your student, this student. Get them some materials that will help to shape their focus, and that is that. So let's continue. Let's now bring up our research paper and the template to ChatGPT. For you to do that, come to this plus section. This plus you are seeing close to ask me. Let me increase my screen a bit. Close to this ask me, you will see a plus sign. Click this plus sign. You will see add photos and file. You will see add from Google Drive. Now, assuming you want to bring up your research document from your Google Drive, this is where you need to follow. If you click here now, it will give you option to bring it up, but sometimes you will encounter this error. If you encounter this error, please and please don't call me. What you need to do is to refresh your web. How do you do it? There is an arrow by the left side close to where you are seeing this ChatGPT. You can see my mouse now. Just click on this arrow and it will refresh this page. Now let's try it again. Let's try it again. Google Drive. You can see it has now opened a space where we can now pick up the particular paper we want to connect to ChatGPT. All you need to do is to click here. Maybe the topic starts with effect. Type effect. As you are typing the title of the paper, the papers are showing. You can see some papers starting with effect in my drive. You assume this is the paper you want to work with. Just select this one and it will be connected to your ChatGPT. Allow it to load. Once it's done loading, then now it's done and it has connected. But actually this is not the paper we want to use, so let me bring up the one we want to use. The one I want us to use now, as we downloaded from my drive earlier, is actually inside my system. It's inside the file, so I will click photos and file and go to my download. This is my download, and trace the paper I downloaded. Now this is the paper I downloaded. This is the paper I downloaded. This Anuk thesis and dissertation. And this is the impact of changes in accounting practices, the paper. Why Anuk thesis and dissertation is the template of Annan University. Annan University is in Jos. I think currently they are running only postgraduate studies in accounting related fields. I don't know whether they have started in other fields. In case if you are interested in their program, reach out to them. Reach out to them. Yeah, it's a very standard institution. It's a private institution. This is not an advert. I'm saying based on my experience with them. You understand? I have a whole lot of experience with what they are doing. So reach out to them. If you're a student there, you will know that yes, what I'm saying is very, very correct. You understand? So that is by the way. Any institution, I don't speak bad about any institution. If I have anything to do with your institution, I will definitely point it out whenever I'm using it as a case study. You understand? We keep on supporting ourselves and we keep on growing together. So what I want to do now is to connect the template and the paper. So I can hold my control key, or if you are using your Mac, hold your what is that key itself in the Mac. You already know the key to hold steady. So I'm using HP for this training. I will hold my control key steady now. Then I will select the Annotations and also select the document I want to work with. So I held control key constant and I selected Anuk, I selected the other one. With that, I can now pick the two papers and connect the two the same time to my ChatGPT. I think if you are using Mac, I'm not that used to Mac. I have Mac, but I'm not that used to it. I think it's command key. You hold your command key and say, even if there are five, select them once and open them and you wait for them to connect to your chat GPT. Be patient, don't rush. This one has connected, this other one has connected. Now, the first thing I want to identify is I want to identify the strengths, the weaknesses, and areas requiring adjustment in line with the approved template for this study. Okay, now it's time for me to now give it prompt. Prompt is the instruction we give to ChatGPT or to artificial intelligence to be able to carry out certain activities, certain exercises, certain tasks. So I'll give it the instruction now. If you want to know more about the relevant prompts you need to be able to conduct your research, we have our second edition of artificial intelligence handbook for researchers. This book is mainly for researchers. If you're a professor, you need it. If you are a lecturer, a student, you need this book. If you're in Abuja, we can deliver the hard copy to you anywhere you are. Anywhere you are, we can deliver it to you in Abuja. Without you are not paying anything, you just pay for the book. But if you're outside Abuja, you will have to pay for the will be. And if you don't want to stress yourself for getting the hard copy, we have the soft copy. So many persons have bought this soft copy and they are glad they did. All the prompts, all the instructions you will give to artificial intelligence from the beginning of your research to the end are documented in this book. And beyond the instructions, all you need to do in all phases of research are in this book. Having this book is like having total control over the challenges you may face in your research. That is by the way. So let me give the instruction, very simple instruction. Um, compare compare the attached research paper with the template of Anuk. List. I can decide to just make it list. I can decide to make it list and discuss, or I can just say discuss the weaknesses and strengths of the attached research papers in bullet points. I don't want too much stories, in bullet points. Also, discuss areas needing adjustment to ensure the research paper is of high standard and also meets the requirements in the attached template So as simple as this, you are good to go. You have connected the two papers, you are good to go. So let's send it now and wait for what we will actually have from ChatGPT. Be patient. Good. This is it. Here is a structured comparison of your research paper against the Anuk thesis dissertation templates. I have reviewed both uploaded documents and summarized the strengths, weaknesses, and areas for adjustment. Strengths of the research paper. Now, why do you actually need to start from the strengths? I have noticed I have reviewed a whole lot of research papers. Yeah, at least research I have been conducting research independently for the past 5 years. I own a research firm. I have worked with a whole lot of lecturers, a whole lot of professors who publish in different journal platforms, Scopus and all other ones. I have worked with a whole lot of students, a whole lot. I have seen comments coming from lecturers up and down. Most times, lecturers make it look like they are in a battlefield with the students. It shouldn't be so. In fact, you having the opportunity to supervise somebody is an opportunity to serve as a mentor to that person. But if you see comments from supervisors sometimes, you start asking yourself, is this student, did this student offend this lecturer anywhere or anytime? It shouldn't be so. Make your comments friendly. Start by letting the student know what he or she did right. This is a morale booster. It will encourage the student to know that yes, all the midnight candles, all this and that, we're not we're not for nothing's sake. At least I was able to achieve something. Let them know what they did wrong. If you notice something correct in their research paper, appraise them, make some positive comments. This one is okay. This one is okay. You understand me? Then, when you are done pointing out areas that are fantastic, go to now areas that are weak. They are just babies. It's like you are a mother who is still nurturing a young baby who wants to walk. And each time the baby stands up to walk, and the baby falls down, the mother, instead of encouraging the baby, starts beating the child. Come on, this is a young baby. He doesn't know anything about walking before. If the baby is about able to take two steps, clap for the baby. That is what I've seen mothers do. As a mentor, mentoring your students on research, even if they make mistakes. In fact, you will see some lecturers making some discouraging statements, like maybe this is a copy and paste, you don't know what you are doing. Mba, no, 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 mba. This, they are babies in as much as they are students, whether BSc, MSc, or PhD. What you are guiding them currently is what led them to the school. They want to learn. Make it so friendly. You understand? So that is, by the way, I'm sorry I digress a whole lot when there is a relevant point that comes to me and I need to make it open. Yes. So, and in line with the purpose of this training is to be able to help you master how you are to review research papers, such that if anybody sees a paper, your comment after your review, the person will know that yes, this was reviewed by an intelligent and emotionally stable person. So once you are done identifying areas that are bad, you can see it. Okay, it started with areas that are good here. Clear title and author. Title is precise, reflects key variables, blah blah blah. Abstract content covers aim, this and that. Structured chapter one. You can see areas that are okay and what makes them to be okay. You understand? They are all identified here. If you want, you can give it a number, maybe identify 20 things that are good in this research, identify 50 things. It will do. That is the power of ChatGPT. Now, areas of weaknesses. Preliminary pages. Your paper lacks declaration, certification, approval, blah, 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 blah. You do not even, this thing we are identifying like this, you notice you've not opened that research paper. And trust me, all everything identified here, they are all good. They are. You understand? You don't need to bother whether AI will mislead you or will not mislead you. There is nothing like that. In this busy world, learn to make AI your PA. And working with me in this platform is one of the best decisions you have made. From time to time, I will keep on bringing updates. All you just need to do is to be giving all that small allowance that we need to use to make. At least currently we have about 12 staff working at Verizon Global Research Lab. So at the end of the month, I have to pay them. I don't produce money. It's through what we earn that we pay them. So you can see everything identified here. They are all as should be. So we've identified the areas, then these are the areas needing adjustment. These are the areas needing adjustment. Now, the last part of it is maybe you are reviewing a paper that, hold on. So once you are done identifying areas of weaknesses as itemized here, you can now, present both the areas of weaknesses and areas of strength to your students, and the student will now work along and be able to correct areas needing adjustment. You can see areas needing adjustment, add missing preliminary pages, and they are all listed. Some lecturers will just be asking a student a question. You already know that this student doesn't know what to do in that area. You will still be asking, I don't know, assuming I have my research, some of the papers I've reviewed here, I would have identified some of the questions that you will start asking yourself. This student doesn't know what to do now, and you are still asking you understand? So you can see it pointed out areas needing adjustment and what the student should also do, or maybe you are publishing or whatever. Even if you're a student yourself, you can now see areas needing adjustments in your papers before you can push it out there to your supervisor or to the school management. You understand? Now, in a situation where you do not actually have any approved template, so what you need to do is to okay, follow me carefully. Let's open a new tab, a new search section. Let's paste that instruction, but we'll remove some things. Follow me carefully. Now, here, instead of you saying compare, you are not comparing anything. You can only say review. You can see the essence of having a book like this. It contains all the instructions you will be giving to ChatGPT when you are conducting research. I'm also coming up with a book that is just centered on prompt engineering, how you can be able to design the instruction whenever you are working with ChatGPT. So review the attached research paper, good. Discuss the weaknesses and strengths of the attached research paper. There is nothing like, okay, in bullet points, okay. Also discuss areas. Now, what did we remove here? Instead of saying compare this, we are not comparing anything. You understand? You can still review the attached research paper, discuss weaknesses and strengths of the research paper in brilliant point. Also discuss areas needing adjustment to ensure the research paper is of high standard. You now say meet requirements in the attached template. There's nothing like that. Once you mention high standard, ChatGPT already will now check the web and see research papers that are of high standard and use that as a benchmark to actually justify your own. So let's now attach only that paper without the template. Only the paper is what we are attaching here now. This is the paper. We attach it and we allow it to load. At the end of loading, we'll now send it to get our feedback. It's done loading, so let's wait for it. So this is what we did in this first training, where we were able to learn how to, okay, hold on. You can see the strengths. You can see the strengths here. You can see the weaknesses. You can see I was emphasizing on grammar before. You can see some sentences are long and complex, making readability difficult. Headings are inconsistently numbered. Example 4. Significance of the study appears after this. Now, you can see areas needing adjustment. Areas needing adjustment. Can see. Now, if maybe you are interested in just one section, maybe you're only interested in maybe areas of language and grammar, you understand? Maybe you just want to give the student a robust review and you are interested in just language and grammar, you can just copy this area and say um, list out the areas where the language and grammar needs adjustment. You can just send that. You can see areas needing language and grammar adjustment. Under abstract, you can see sentences are too long and packed with multiple statistics. Example, the findings review. You can see punctuation, blah blah blah. Introduction. You can see areas that need. So with this now, you can even present the student, if you like, give the student about 50 pages, in as much as it's well detailed on what the student should do, areas needing focus and some other things like that. That will help the student, or that will help whoever that is conducting the research to be able to align. What the essence of correction in research is alignment of perspectives, alignment of mindset. My mindset and your own mindset should come together. Without that, there is no need for research. I mean, for correction in research, because once I'm doing my own research, I'm doing it based on what I want to find out. You are doing your own based on what you want to find out. But we correct, we adjust to make sure that your own perspective and my own perspective are well aligned together. So now, and in case maybe what you want to review is just the introduction, just include it as part of your instruction that review the introductory part of this research, identify the strengths, identify the weaknesses, whatever you want to identify, state it there. You review the introduction and give the feedback to whoever you are giving the feedback to. This is just a simple approach, very simple, and I've tried to make it as simple as it should be. See you in the next class where we'll still discuss some other things. Maybe in the next class we may discuss conceptual, then the next time we'll discuss theoretical, then the next time we'll discuss literature mapping. Then when we are done with all this discussion, before we now issue out certificates to those who actively participate in this training. The only way we know that you participate is by submitting your name under the comment section. Thank you so much for being part of what we do at Verizon Global Research Lab. And continue to enjoy your chat GPT. Enjoy your chat GPT. If you have any challenge, reach out to me or reach out to my team. And please, this is one family. Whenever you reach out, make your comments as friendly as possible. Some people always, I don't know, it's because we are charging 5,000 for ChatGPT Plus and 10,000 for ChatGPT Pro. Some will just come to us, and sometimes I will be in my office and I'll be hearing the way the kind of comment that will be coming from some persons. People are just fond of looking down on others. I really do not know why and how, but it shouldn't be so. We are only making sure that we make knowledge affordable and available for everyone. You understand? Let's not look down on anybody. If you are speaking with any of my admin officers, even if you are a professor, try to avoid superiority complex. Then just the way I do encourage anyone around me to avoid minority complex. If you are also at the top, try to avoid superiority complex, because it will help to build solid and friendly relationship, sustainable one for that matter. But when you are coming up and you are coming up with a minority concept, I mean minority mindset or superiority mindset, it becomes a challenge to flow with everybody around you. See you in the next class.